wanted to provide you an update as to what's been going on this last week, the process, and how to move forward and what to expect. You'll see me, I'm kind of looking at my notes here. I want to stay on point and on track with this message. So I first wanted to start with our relationship with the commissioners and the fire chief is what has allowed us to benefit from our previous negotiations. And it's what's allowed us to move forward with strides above and beyond most of the other locals around this state. Negotiations is inherently a give and a take. It's your Christmas, it's not your birthday. And it's through our shared relationship that we have been able to arrive at some awesome and amazing wages, hours, and working conditions. Even before my time, I don't have to look far back to go, it's our relationship with the commissioners that has allowed us to be able to have the retiree medical that we all benefit from. And it came at a time where nobody else in the state had a program like it. Nobody else was doing it. We've also benefited from this recently by going to, a 4-platoon schedule with 0 debit days, a 42-hour work week. It's literally unheard of. And if you think that this is something that's easy enough that an arbitrator would side with us, the ability to move within what is reasonable in an arbitration case is primarily set within the confines of where we land within our comparables. And even to have that further compounded to go, our ability to make a reasonable case to be brought to the number 1 position in the state with like the lowest working hours, that's not where they're going to put you. And so I want to stress that the partnership that we have always carried is what will continue to establish and allow us to have long-term wins. It's the fact of when we come to the table with our asks and we're asking our partners to listen and to act upon that, I'm going to tell you, it's exactly the problem that we have today. It's the fact that our partners, fire chief, the commissioners, have come to us to go, we have a problem and we need your help. Now, what that looks like, I'll tell you, it could come in a number of different ways. But what we need to do right now is like a pivotal moment in time of what message do we send back? What message do we then base this off of future negotiations? I look at this of going, for example, my parents are great at giving me Christmas presents, and sometimes they're big ones. Whether it's a family vacation that they've covered, if they had given us this Christmas present that's so great, and in return, the next day they go, we're actually in a bind, and can we either send you to a vacation of lesser value, or can you help us out in this bind? And we said, nope, that was my present. Sounds like you need to sell your house, sell your car, but that's your problem. But I'll see you at next Christmas, and I hope to get a wonderful gift. I just want us to be able to look at the relationship side to go, this has major consequences where we go as a membership and as a team based off how we want to act and how we choose to behave. The solution, I get it. The solution is tough to swallow. It is a lot. If this isn't the correct solution, let me first off say, that's okay. Let me then say, it's on us to go and create the right solution. And it's on you to help us and tell us how we do that in solving this shared problem. But what's not okay is the fact if we vote no and continue to vote no on any subsequent agreement that comes back to the membership, it's something that will drastically change what the relationship looks like or could look like in the future. The solution that we did make, it didn't come easy. It's by far different than the original solution that came before us when we first sat down. I would say that, man, we have asked the district to compromise in many ways. So just know that the solution that's before you is far from where we first started. But we really tried to make this as temporary as possible in nature. I know it may not feel that way, but if you look in the MOU, we specifically asked for the expiration date to be set at December 31st, 27. Without any of this language rolling into the next contract, and the fact that many of times, even in our past, we've negotiated well into the new year regarding whether or not we were at impasse, whether or not it was being brought to mediation, is it puts in place our ability to have the next contract ratified and resolved prior to December 31st of 27. And also that we're starting from a basis of the contract that we have today, and it's not this language that is automatically rolled in to the next contract. I only give that for context of if for some reason we were to go beyond December 31st, 27 in our next negotiations, as it stands now, that MOU would expire and we'd be back into the system, at least what we have today as written. We also went into the negotiating room with a few of our own non-negotiables. We felt it was best that we stay within the work week hours, the 4-platoon system, the 0 debit days, due to our health. We felt that our non-negotiables was to allow us to decrease the amount of time off. Just know that that causes us to then have a discussion of how else do we ask and work with our partners on creating a relief pool. And it wasn't easy. I understand there's impacts. It's through this, though, that is where we've landed. Again, if this isn't the right solution, we ask for your help, but we need to actually find a way to work with our partners. The long-term win. I will tell you the long-term win is that we can collectively come together. We can collectively send that message to the commissioners that when you ask for help, no different than when we've asked for help, we're an active partner. We're willing to collaborate because it's going to come back to us. And it's come back to us in many ways before. And I will just tell you, our retiree medical is something that many of our people that leave here and retire, it's allowed them to retire early or even before they planned on it. And it's something that I look forward to, and I hope it's something that you look forward to as well. And it is the importance and the essence of, it's why it lives in a commissioner resolution. I also want to tell you that regardless of a yes or a no vote, there are provisions within our contract that will allow the district to make changes. So please, I only say that in the sense of know that by voting no, it doesn't mean that we stay in the exact same status quo as what we have today or yesterday. Please know that things will change. As far as the process and to update you over the last week, we have brought your concerns forward. We've had a couple asks in trying to make this solution better. That still sits within the administration's court of whether or not they agree or whether or not we vote on the original MOU as it's TA'd. Regardless of how we move forward, you will be notified and you will know what you're voting on. If there are provisions or things to change, please expect another presentation to go over those changes. And please expect more videos to tell you exactly how those impacts are throughout the district and what they are. Please know that at the end of the day, there will be a vote. So we want to make sure that we're following our process. We want to make sure that this thing is successful. Please know that there is a concern of what the relationship with the commissioners looks like in the near future, in the long term. I will tell you, many of those commissioners that sit in those seats look right to us to go, what's your input? What do you believe we should do to handle these problems? And I can't stress enough that the ability to have that working relationship has paid dividends before I got here, while I've been here, and I hope it does after I am done with this position. I hope that you can see maybe the way that I see it as well. I just want to check to make sure that that has everything else that I wanted to cover. If you do have any questions, please reach out to your shift rep, your VPs, or even myself. Please know that, man, I've heard from a lot of people. I've heard from a lot of concerns. I've heard a lot of opinions. We have to get to a place where we're looking at solutions. I hope everybody's been having a great summer. I hope to keep you in the loop and do another video as soon as we hear some more information. So please look forward to that. Good to see you. Take care.